I am very sympathetic to this situation. And why I don't take it lightly is because I do know women that have gone through this before. And I know both sides of it, where they have been believed and where they aren't believed, and why it's so serious. So it's so unfortunate because I've seen it, and for her to do this is just so demeaning to women because I think all women should be believed thoroughly. Like when this happens, this isn't a joke. This is taken seriously because it's their livelihood that they're talking about that can cause so much mental trauma and like physical trauma, like all the things. So I just want to let you know why I take this so seriously because I know it's not a joke, and that's not even just for me personally. It's for all women, honestly. And like I know like I'm not being an advocate for women, but I really do feel like I'm in that position where I do want that to be true. I really would. So
No, I mean, not that, not for you.
not for me. No,
No, but
Yeah. You want to make sure that women are believed, and when you make something
and
up
I
like
take
this,
this,
he values that.
and it really does. And
really downplays everything.
that's the last thing I would want at all. I'm very sympathetic of this situation.
What physically happened between you two?
Physically, I'll say that it obviously all started in Vanderpump Villa, and it was a very mutual connection that she was very flirtatious, very touchy-feely with me. So she obviously was giving me the implication that everything was fine. And it was something that I didn't feel like weary of in any sort of way. So it progressed from there. I never touched her inappropriately. If that's what we really want to get down to, is that I never the claims that she's making about me are absurd and they're absolutely ridiculous because I would never do that to a woman. And there was not any sort of non-consent from her for anything, which there was nothing, to be honest with you. There was no touchy-feely that ever happened, really, to be honest with you.
Dude, just like explain it from the beginning. Though. Say like literally how the truth or dare started.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
consent to the truth or dare in
Yeah.
front of everybody.
No, I'm going to. I was going to get into it all. Because so it really started right from when she got there. The first night we were playing Truth or Dare. They asked like dared me to kiss someone in the room, and she's sitting next to me. And I mean, we were already like kind of talking and like engaging at that point. So I politely leaned over. I said, "Hey," and she talks about this on the show. I said, "Do you mind if I kiss you on the cheek?" She says, "Yes." I kiss her. So that was absolutely okay. She didn't mind that whatsoever. And like I said, it progresses from there. From a physical aspect, though, nothing happened outside of that, and then the kiss on the lips when we left. When I left, well, she left.
Obviously, she has claimed that you are a quote, sexual predator.
I'm taking this so seriously because it literally is so damaging to my name and possibly career to the point where like I still have a job, a basic job, that are coming up and questioning me about these accusations that they are worried like, is it okay to still have me working for them? And that's a very damaging thing to my life. That because if I lose that job, then do I have to worry about getting a job elsewhere, knowing that maybe I was terminated for possibly not, which I am not, being a sexual offender or sexual assault or whatever she's saying. So I'm taking this very seriously, and this is not a joke to me because it's so damaging. But I know where it all started was the fact that, I mean, because we had such a strong connection in there, that she was so worried about how it was going to be, how it was going to look, how she was already looking to the other girls in her group where they were not happy with her. So she was trying to do everything she could to protect her marriage. And that's where she felt like she had to go in defense mode. And honestly, she did it all to herself, which is crazy because once I got fired and she reached out to me first, she immediately didn't know why I was fired. And she panicked and told all the girls, well, I was sexual assaulted. He maybe got fired for this. Like, I don't really know. So she immediately didn't know why I was fired or anything, got scared, reached out to me, but had already told the girls this. Then when I do call her and we talk for 2 hours, I have the phone calls, two separate phone calls. One's for 49 minutes, the other one's for an hour and 13 minutes, right?
Yeah, you were in
Yeah.
the hotel and
I was in the hotel room in Rome. Once I tell her that, why I was really fired, she's like, she instant remorse and regret. She was like, oh no,
okay.
okay. And she knew it right away. And because the girls were encouraging her to file charges. They were all trying to support her. And she was like, no, we don't have to do that. Like, I don't want anyone to ever talk about this and all of those things.
Retracted.
Yeah, basically retracted it right away because after, I mean, I'll get into the after, but it's just like they also knew though, they saw how we were when we were in there. And they know that the amount of camera time we had, everything, it was just like it was nonstop for us. I mean, and you have to remember, Jessica, sorry, that there's cameras everywhere in that place. There are cameras everywhere. There was not anything that you did not see.
Are you thinking of like filing a lawsuit against her? I mean, like,
Yeah,
Yes.
it's 100% being discussed right now. Nothing ever happened between me and Demi that was non-consensual, right? Yeah, that was
Yeah.
non-consensual. But like,
And
yeah.
you never touched her.
Yeah, I never touched her. So I think it's being discussed right now. We're looking at all different options. I haven't personally contacted an attorney, but it's being discussed with my team and my management. They're going to figure it out for me, and
We're dealing.
and then time frame wise, I think it's first I'm doing some press right now. I wanted to just, officially defend myself publicly. And then from there,
We're moving really quickly.
yeah, we are moving quickly. So once I start doing some more press and getting my defense out, then I'll probably look into it if we're going actually further with it. So I can't give you an exact timeline, but I'm definitely trying to move quickly with everything.
did you actually lie? I mean, I know there was a lie detector test, but did you actually lie about Jesse? And if so, why?
Yeah, absolutely. So I did lie. And that was a really tricky subject where I was being pressured by Demi because I mean, well, actually, I didn't even say it, to be honest with you. When I was reconnected with her again, she had asked me because we had stopped talking because when everything found out that I hooked up with Jesse and whatnot, we stopped talking for a while. But then once we reconnected, and I mean, it was like the first question she asked me. It was something that I was like, okay. And, eventually one thing led to another to the point where, she was like, well, can you tell me the whole story? And I'm like, I don't want to really talk about this. She starts asking me more and more. I'm starting to feel more comfortable. And then eventually it got to the point where I tell her what actually happened. She doesn't really believe me. I say we hooked up. I don't say anything, do not say that we had sex or anything like that. She ends up going to production, even though she promised me she would not. Promised me she would.
Yeah.
She sold me on the fact that she wanted that information to basically have on Jesse to then use it against her as if Jesse would wave the white flag and she won't attack to me because at all. That's how she sold it to me. But in return, she obviously was using it as leverage because their contract situation, she wanted more money for the next season. And so she tried to use that story to obviously get more money, and it didn't work out for her because they just called me and brought me in instead of paying her. So it backfired on her again. And yeah, but eventually when it got to the point where it was brought to production, and then I feel like I'm like, well, what, I'm trying to figure out, put two and two together, what's being said, what's being told, what did she tell him? And eventually got to the point where she said we had sex. I'm like, I'm still saying we hooked up. But then I feel like, well, now am I supposed to say that? And this is when I'm not talking to Jesse. I'm still talking to her. And now I feel heavily influenced by her, where I'm like, well, now I'm so in my head about what I'm supposed to say that I don't know what to say.
She's telling production.
Yeah.
I already told them that you
Yeah.
had sex. Like, you're
Yeah.
gonna make me look stupid if you
Yeah.
say you did.
So I'm like, okay. And you even see in the lie detector test where the one question I was inconclusive was, did I lie, or did she tell me to lie? And I said no. I said no, she didn't tell me to lie, but I was inconclusive because in my head, maybe she did actually tell me to lie, and it was I didn't know how to feel about it. So, but I just felt heavily influenced by her, and she knew she had that power over me, which is crazy to think about now. Where I can't believe I listened to someone like that.
She
Just
knew
because
you-
I knew she knew I cared about her, and like I thought I could trust her, and she used that against me big time, which is really unfortunate now to see it back how everything transpired, because I didn't know. That's the biggest thing too, is I didn't know any of this was coming out. None of it. I didn't. I had no idea. Like that's Jessica. Just to let you explain too. Like when all this came out back in April, when she originally made those claims, and you see it play out on the show, I I never talked to anyone. I didn't say anything. I really was so in shock that I wanted to go to bed. I never responded to any comments, nothing, because I was like so nervous that this was going to ruin my life that I just wanted it to disappear. And now the fact that it's coming back 10 times harder, I do feel like now I have to defend myself to the point where, because there's damages now that I can't have on my reputation anymore.
Did Demi ever promise you a spot on the show in exchange for embellishing your relationship with Jesse?
No, but like once she went to production, I assumed that that was what was going to happen.
dude.
And like I said, I was very explanatory that I never wanted this to come to light, because I was I did not feel good about what happened between me and Jesse, and I never wanted it to come out. I thought I was confiding in a friend. That's really what
No,
it
but
was.
she told you, she got you on the show, that you guys were going to be a
Yeah.
team and have each other's backs and go at everyone
Yeah.
together. And then she backed out of
She
the
backed
fucking
out,
show.
yeah, which is correct. My brother's right. She made it seem like we would do this together. We would go on the show together. We'd be a team, and then eventually, once she knew that it was going to come back on her, she backed out. And she does talk about that in the show a little bit, where she's like, "I told him not to do it," and that was because she had already done it, and she realized once again, why did I do this? It's going to make me look bad for coming out that I went to production and did all these things, and now I'm backing out. Then I had to take the brunt of everything alone. And that was really difficult. I mean, I handled it as best I could, to be honest with you, Jessica. That's why I tried to own up to it. That's why I was okay with doing the lie detector tests. I was okay with meeting up with Macy and Michaela, and, telling them the truth. And, because I did not feel good about what I did at all. I really didn't. I knew I cared a lot about Jesse, and I knew that it was going to be damaging to her, and I didn't want that to happen to her. And like I know how I was going to look after that, and I had to own that. I had to own that and take that accountability, because I wouldn't feel good about myself if not.